Hey guys, welcome back. Today Insights has for you a slightly different interview. We have with us an engineering student who is in her fourth year, Rekha, who got recently placed through her campus placements into an MNC. She is here to share with us her story and her journey of preparing for the interviews that she had on campus, and she'll also be sharing with us how to build one's resume. Let's hear from her insights. Hi Rekha, how are you today?
Hi Radha, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. It's so good to have you on Insights.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
So let's just get started without any other delay.
Yes, sure.
So tell us a little about how it feels to be placed through a campus interview, and how was it to sit through your interview sessions and what all happened during your campus interview?
Yeah, it feels really good. There's a satisfaction that I got placed, and so there's no tension or burden behind me. It was a tough process. I wouldn't say it was that easy, but it wasn't that tough too. You can easily get through it. All you need is a little bit of preparation and hard work. So it isn't that tough process. There's nothing to get scared about. So I'm sure a little bit hard work and passion will definitely help, and you can get through this.
Thank you. That's the perfect answer, I think. Campus placements, guys, are for everyone if you put in the hard work.
Generally, there are at least a minimum of 3 rounds. The first round basically is an aptitude round, and then you have verbal, and then you have programming round. So these are the basic rounds that every company has, and it depends on the company. So they might add a few more rounds, like maybe quant or essay writing round or a group discussion round. So basically, for a minimum, you'll have at least 3 to 4 rounds. So these are the written test ones. And once you qualify in the written test, then you might sit for a group discussion. That also depends on the company. And then you'll sit for an interview. In the interview, there might be 2 rounds. One is the technical round, and the other is the HR round.
Okay, that sounds pretty intense and long. How was your preparation like for sitting through campus placements?
Yeah, my preparation, I prepared really hard, I must say. So first I prepared for the written test, which was the aptitude, verbal and programming. This is a time-based exam, and you'll have to clear the sectional cutoff of each and every section. So more than trying to attempt all the questions, try to attempt a few questions and score the minimum sectional cutoff that is required, so that you can get through the entire written test. So I've done that, and I cleared my written test, and after that I directly sat for an interview. So the interview was quite hectic, I would say, because no matter how much you go prepared, you have that little fear in mind. So it's all okay. The interviewer also, he understands how people are, like how freshers are. So he might try to pressurize you, but there's nothing that's going to happen. So it's all cool, and yeah, you can get through that easily. So it'll be all fine.
The psychology of the interviewer is an amazing tip you've given us. How did you prepare for your resume then? Like, how did you put forward your likes and dislikes and your interests, your capabilities to your interviewer?
Yeah, so I believe resume is a very important document, because once the interviewer goes through our resume, he understands us, and he gets to know how our character is. So what I would suggest is always try to build up a honest resume. Include everything that you have done for the past 4 years, or any achievements that you have received. So anything that might help you, because it is not only technical that is needed, but he'll also check for your extracurricular activities. So anything that you have achieved is a point to be noted in the resume. And try to make the resume very short and sweet, maximum of one page. By one page I mean 2 sides. have good alignments, good fonts. So that those are the catchy points for the interviewer. And make sure you are mostly honest with your resume, because anything that you mention, you'll be definitely questioned. So be honest with that, and yeah, that's all needed.
Basically, your resume should be like a short and crisp, beautiful version of you to your interviewer.
Yeah.
That brings me to my next question. What is the kind of preparation you did in terms of what kind of projects did you take up? What kind of internships did you do to build up your interesting resume?
Yeah. So I've done a project. I'm from electronics and communication background. So I've done a project on my side, and I've included that. And apart from that, I've also done an internship on communications. So I've also included that in my resume, and I feel those two were one strong points. And during my interview, I was totally asked about my project. So I was asked to describe everything from A to Z. So I believe I've done that project on my own. So I was good at explaining it to him. And if at all you are a team of 3 to 4 members in the project, make sure you know the role of each and every one in your team, because at the end in the interview you will be alone, and when you mention your project, so he'll definitely ask you everything related to it. But you might be a team, so you might not do everything, you might have the help of your team members also. But when you sit for an interview, you have to like have a knowledge on what everyone did in the team. So that would be a really plus point for you to explain it well to the interviewer.
Basically, know your work. And I really like that you actually did a project work as well as an internship. So, Rekha, how did you get into your internship?
There are many ways to get to an internship. You might search online, or you might ask your teachers, or you might send out resumes to different people, or you might have anyone from your family, or you can use a reference. And there are also some processes where you're tested before giving an internship. So you'll have to take up an exam, and if you qualify in that, there are some companies that also conduct an interview, and then they give you the internship. So these are the basic processes that keep going on for internship. So yeah.
So, tell me now, with your entire experience of sitting through a campus placement and getting a job, did it ease out tension for you that you already know that you have a job? Or do you think it's better to go directly and approach a company and not sit through campus placements to be able to get a job? What is your take on this?
Yeah, I think on campus is a bit, easy, I would say. It's just because you have a lot of guidance behind you. You have your college faculty, or your TPOs to give you the guidance, and they correctly explain you how the process is. And you also get feedbacks from your seniors on how their interviews happen. So you basically have a clear cut picture of how are you going to face it. But when you sit for an off campus interview, it is all on you, and even might be a small mistake might cost you the price of getting into a company which you wanted. So I prefer on campuses are a bit easier than off campus interviews. So you have to be very much attentive. There's no point of negligence when you're sitting for an interview, because it is something related to your career and something you want to get into. So you really have to be cautious while sitting for an interview.
So, do you have any final views that you would like to give our viewers?
Yeah, definitely. For people who are going to sit for interviews, I would definitely say it is not at all hard. All you need to do is you have to play it really smart. So just don't get tense, and think in a way in which you can clear the interview and the written test. Of course, you'll have to clear the written test first and then the interview. So it is all a pretty, it is all a simple process, I would say. It is just that we have that tension and nervousness in mind, and we ourselves make it harder. So it isn't that much hard as we think. You just need to be cool and yeah, play it smart. So yeah.
So, thank you so much, Rekha. I'm sure my viewers have a much more simpler mindset now when they go for their on campus interviews. And I'm sure you motivated a lot more people there who thought, let's skip the campus interview. So I'm sure they'll all now take it. And it has been a pleasure to have you on Insights. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Radha.
For all my viewers out there, please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. And if you have any questions, please drop it in our comment section below and we will for sure answer it for you. See you all again with our next video.